This week's episode is brought to you by Audible and Robinhood. We'll hear more from them later, but now, on to the show.
That's a very difficult instrument from what I hear.
Very tough, very low-toned instrument. Anyways, everyone, Movies and Nonsense episode. We're going to go 17, maybe it's 18, 17 and a half. But here, live on location, Fortress of Solitude with one and only Rudy from Rudy's Movie Reviews, a.k.a. Movie Date, right?
Movie Date, yes, Movie Date. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is so odd. One of my favorite YouTube heroes is right here in studio with me. I have to touch you. Yes, you're real. This is pretty awesome.
Not just a hologram. I'm actually a 47-year-old man. I look like crap. I just moisturize.
Yeah, no makeup. So yeah, he does look older. He's really 45 like me. So that's the gimmick.
Yes, but Rudy, thank you for. Yes. I guess I was on vacation for South by Southwest. It was canceled
because of the virus. Right.
We'll get into that later. Too soon.
Mm-hmm.
But San Antonio is a quick drive. Drove up here, and we've kind of just been hanging out. You poured me a nice whiskey, and we're going to talk some movies, talk about your channel, just an episode of Movies and Nonsense. Who knows, this battery might die before we're done with this, but we're just going to go with it,
Fun conversation. Let's just see where this ends up, my friend. But cheers to you. Yes, welcome to San Antonio, and welcome to the Den and the Fortress of Solitude. Let's get this on.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And I've met a couple other people from the sphere, but you're one, I will say I'm a fan. I've seen you. I've been following your stuff for... Maybe 2 years, we'll say.
At least, I think.
Maybe.
I think so.
But yeah, finally in the flesh, in the person, we're talking. We haven't run out of things to talk about, so luckily there's that, because it could have been like 20 minutes and be like,
yeah, dude, I gotta go.
So how's life?
Yeah, you're shorter than I thought. So, I think that's just the foundation of a good camaraderie, right? If you're natural and comfortable with somebody, you really don't have to force yourself about thinking about other topics to talk about, because it just comes naturally. So yeah, that's what we got here. Good vibe. Good vibe going around.
But no, movies. The last time you were on, I think you were on Movies and Nonsense, let's say 3 months ago, maybe?
That was, I think, in October, right before the Joker thing, I think is what it was.
What's this month? March. Holy crap.
It's been a while.
Yeah, that's been a while. So he was, if you go back, watch one of those episodes, see how much we've changed since then. But
how much weight I've gained.
It's winter. You got a hibernation.
Exactly.
But no, you were, I guess, your channel. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, because I know in that first episode that I had on with you, you're Rudy from Rudy's Movie Reviews.
Right.
And very much, the name says it, movie reviews. But you had dabbled a little bit in this concept, if you will, of kind of like bringing another, a female counterpart on.
Yes.
You're talking about dating, relationships. It was dating at 40 at that time.
Right.
And I thought it was I asked about it, but unfortunately it went away.
Right, it did.
Yes.
Short term, but yes, it did.
Short term. But now you've kind of had like a rebrand, you brought it back, you reeled it in, kind of explain to the viewers kind of, almost this like brand change, and then I'm going to have questions throughout this. So kind of throw it out there.
Well, that's a very good question, young man. What happened was Rudy's Movie Reviews, I have been doing it for really 3.5 years, and I felt that I had reached a plateau on my growth and what I can do alone. You're right, I did do Dating at 40 with Veronica, and it was really a tremendous success. Within that 2-month period of the channel existing, the analytics on YouTube, for those who don't have a YouTube channel, you can see the data on views and people interacting and so forth. It trumped my channel. Because people were just really engaged. I saw the shares. I saw the attention.
The attention rate.
Yeah, it was at over 50%. And I'm like, whoa, because usually it starts at 20 and then drops, to 0. So it made sense. And plus, I was better with somebody next to me, like right here. And Veronica and I have great chemistry. So it stopped for dumb reasons. And I've explained that in other videos. But, I came back in December. I was making a lot of videos that I put a lot of heart and soul into. And the engagement just wasn't there. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to utilize my time and energy into videos, I want to at least make them to where they're productive. For example, I produced 2 videos in December, like the best comic book movies of the decade, best horror movies of the decade. And they just weren't hitting. And I put at least 15 or 20 hours or more on each video in just data and production and graphics and all that. And they just weren't engaging. So I just looked and said, hey, I reached out to Veronica again, who is now my co-star in Movie Date. And I told her, let's just try to blend the two worlds together. We came up with some ideas. And I love the new format. So the channel is now called Movie Date. And I have a co-host who is Veronica. And we get along great. And I just think having a female perspective and a female dynamic in conversations, in dating, is invaluable. Mm-hmm. And also just having a different perspective that I can kind of feed off of and vice versa. It just made the best sense. And we produced one video, our favorite love scenes, our top 5 favorite love scenes from a female's perspective and a male's perspective. And you can see there's quite a difference in scenes. And I love that. And you can already see the numbers that for themselves speak to that. People love the topics and the engagements there. And that's really was a change. Like I said, I think I just reached a plateau, and I just really needed to dive in and see what worked and what made sense, and just partnering with somebody and changing the format a little bit, just it added up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was it almost a thing, because obviously you came up with this idea prior,
right?
And it just didn't stick, I guess. It was like you're putting it on your channel, but it's dating, it's movies. How do you mend the two? Right. And obviously Movie Date, that says it all.
Right.
But was it a thing that this has, again, you're 1 or 2 episodes in now, is it almost like this is reinvigorating that kind of creativity, that stale platform or stale mindset that you're in?
It is, because not only, I mean, you know how it is when you put videos up, it's really just you, and you're like, okay, how can I do blank on my own? Yeah. You know, you can intercut scenes from other films and kind of interact with them. But it just opens up a whole new perspective in just not only skits, which we've done. Veronica loves skits, and I love the fact that I can kind of feed off that. But just topics, you know, just dating topics, like top movie bad boys she would like to date, or top worst couples in dating. Topics that you wouldn't see regularly on your YouTube feed, which I think is just opens up a whole world of possibilities. And we're really excited about that. But yeah, my creative juices are now flowing. Great. I love our logo, by the way. I designed that. And I like just the possibilities that are in front of us, versus if I was just doing things on my own, I'm thinking rankings, I'm thinking top 10 blank, or I'm thinking, you know, scariest movies of all time. I'm like, I'm doing things differently with somebody else.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. And I think the fact of, again, the few that you've recorded prior and now the new one, the chemistry and the going back and forth, like obviously bringing another counterpart and going back and forth instead of just talking to a static screen.
Right.
Getting that bounce back and forth. I'm sure that you maybe go way over too, or you're bringing, the other person is bringing up topics or a direction you didn't see was going to go, but it works out perfectly.
Right. And she also keeps me grounded too, because I do understand that I think we're all guilty of this. I go off on tangents sometimes, and I ramble for a few minutes, and she sometimes grounds me. Get back to the topic. And I love that. So I just like, everything's making sense to us. Like, we're not overcommitting. We're doing 1 video a month. And the engagement's there, so I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, no, and again, I'm curious on where it's going to go in the future. Very much like it, the chemistry amongst the two, but also we talked a little prior to this, spoiler. But it's going to be like Movie Date. It's going to be a mend or a combination of the two, correct? Like you're going to talk about, you know, movies with the first. The first episode, what was the topic again? It was
our top favorite love scenes.
Love scenes or whatever. But then one might be strictly just dating, right?
Right. Yeah, we're just really trying to get a cadence and figuring out what you, the viewers, want, because I told her, let's just kind of play with the format until we get a good niche. So the first video was movies, and then the second video is going to be dating. So we talked about dating topics that are relevant to her and I. So then that's going to be the cadence. Movies, dating, and we'll look at the dynamics and see what people feed off of and what they want more of. And we'll kind of go with that route. We're going to follow what the audience wants. And that's one thing she and I are committed to, is not doing what we want, but also kind of doing a mix of both, you know, seeing what the audience is gravitating toward and going from there.
Almost like a viewer mail type thing. Not exactly answering questions. I mean, who knows? It could turn into that. But like getting the topics.
I am not one for advice, but sure,
Hey, any sort of life advice you can give the advice. I mean, maybe it's not the best, but I'm sure you've got
take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I will say I'm a big fan, because there's like relationship / comedy. There's podcasts out there, you know, the Guys We Fucked podcast. I used to listen to that.
That's right.
Yeah, two comedian girls talking about relationships. It's one of those things. I love movies, but I also like a lot of other things. So like when people are talking about relationships, I want to hear something that's maybe giving me advice, maybe giving me tips, maybe giving me clarity of something I've gone through, and be like, I don't understand this. And then you'll maybe bring it up in a topic.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's what that meant. That person was interested, but I'm just like, duh, and didn't understand they were giving me those
You
cues.
didn't know. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. So, I mean, we'll see where this goes.
But no, I was, obviously movies nonsense. We're going to get into movies and nonsense, but kind of movies, have you been, obviously you went away for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been kind of keeping up on your movie viewing, maybe more streaming, older stuff, going and watching new releases? Kind of what's your viewing habits recently?
Well, I haven't been going to the movies lately.
Mm-hmm.
I've been taking it easy, but streaming is what I've been doing. Narcos Mexico's got me.
Okay.
I've been watching Narcos Mexico and that, but also Amazon. I'm doing a lot of renting. I'm visiting a whole bunch of 80s, horrible 80s B movies.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I don't know if they could see it, but I noticed that you were watching Flash Gordon the other night. Which I still haven't watched.
Yeah, Ming, Max von...
Max von Sydow.
Max von Sydow.
Yep.
He passed, the great Max von Sydow, and a great actor. He's been in a wonderful amount of films, and he plays Ming, and he passed not too long ago, and I thought, you know what, let's watch Flash Gordon in his honor. So me and the kids were watching Flash Gordon. But yeah, just watching a bunch of old movies and staying busy. I mean, I got every streaming service known to man, so I'm just watching movies left and right.
Rudy, you don't need to brag about it, okay?
Okay.
I got it all. I got
it all, man.
I got Disney Plus. I got
Except
it all.
for that one.
Yeah, no,
I just saw The Mandalorian, and then I was done.
Yeah, you and everyone else with the platform.
But just watching old movies and things like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just catching up on some work.
What are some of your, obviously Flash Gordon. That's one of your go-to. I feel like Superman. I don't know which one. But, what are some of your kind of, I wouldn't say 80s, 90s. What are your kind of, throwback older stuff that's, your thing?
My thing? Oh, my God. My thing. Ooh, that's a good question, dude. Oh, my Lord. Oh, if I were to say that, I would say horror, like Return of the Living Dead is one of my favorites. I saw Choppy Mall not so long ago. That's a really horrible...
Is that the one with the mall and it's all robots?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, have a nice day. And they're just blowing up people. It's so stupid.
I think I've only seen parts of it, but I've heard the concept and I was like, this is wild. This is pure 80s right there.
Pure 80s. And just boobs and needless sex and robots killing people. So it's just dumb.
Shopping Mall. Check it out, people.
Yeah. But also I've been watching a lot of horror movies. The Witch, Lighthouse, Doctor Sleep. Just a whole bunch of horror movies. I saw Frankenhooker, which is really great. Yeah, Frankenhooker.
Let me guess. It's a hooker that died and they put her back together.
Yes.
Okay, I wrote the movie, guys.
It's awesome. It came out in '89. It's one of those low budget, horror films, but it's so good. So Frankenhooker. You have to check that one out, people. That's on Amazon. So I'm all into just horror movies right now, either modern or the classics. Because one thing I love about the 80s movies is that there was no CGI, and they're making use of what they've got. Yeah. And it works sometimes. And if it doesn't work, it's still adorable. Like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
They did their best. So, yeah, I love those type of movies. So just horror is what I've been watching. But Frankenhooker. Check out Frankenhooker.
Which is funny. Another weird concept. This was not 80s, 90s. This was, I think, early 2000s. Zombie strippers.
Oh, my God.
For some reason,
I've seen that.
Every party I went to in college, they had that playing on the TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's That's cool. Weird... It's not good. It's just, the only reason the typical college guy would rent that movie, strippers, zombies added on top of that.
And then boobs.
Yes. Not good ones, the rotting flesh and everything.
Who starred in that? Somebody relevant starred in that, right? Somebody popular?
Was it Carmen Electra?
I think it was.
She was in everything. So
oh, yeah. I remember that.
Probably her.
But I've seen it.
Yeah, I feel like you're definitely the horror guy, but again, for some reason, every time I think of you, 80s, that you grew up, you were the prime age for all of those kind of,
yes.
I wouldn't say B movies, but just kind of what you think of, actually, this is Time Cop. That's 90s. That's 94.
That's RoboCop. Yeah, that's Jean-Claude Van
Yep.
Damme. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I was born in 77, so I was about, 5, around 83. So I grew up in the 80s, and that's the Ghostbusters was the big thing. And I love those movies, and I revisit them whenever I can.
Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff, you just mentioned Ghostbusters. Are you looking forward to that new one that's coming out?
I am, especially with Ivan Reitman's son, who's at the helm now. I think he's taking the appropriate reins in respecting the old franchise and giving them a nod and bringing in a new storyline that's not in New York. It's just, if it's a bunch of kids, fine. That's what works. But I'll bring up the Ghostbusters 2016. It wasn't that funny. I thought it had some moments where I chuckled. I didn't get all the anti-woman hate conversation. I really never even thought about that. What I didn't like about the film is that they really never respected the old characters like Venkman and the ones that were created originally. They made cameos, but they never really credited them or paid respect to them. Not like this new film. The new film is honoring the past. And that's what I think every movie franchise should do when you're rebooting. It's honor what's already been made. The fans will respect that, and you'll have their attention to the new story or new characters you're introducing. That's the failure of Ghostbusters 2016. Not because it was all female cast. It was just not honoring the past.
Well, and that's the thing is like, if you want to like reboot it, I understand the reboot, but also throw in those sprinkles that like the old fans will appreciate. But the movie didn't even know if it's a reboot, if it's a sequel, if it's a requel, if it's a prequel, if it's a remake-wol, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
Because they reference certain things and they bring those characters back, but they're not the same characters. So I'm curious, and again, it's probably hitting on a different level for yourself, where you grew up with that one. Your kids, I would say, maybe a little older than when you saw the original, but you can almost share that with them. I'm sure you've shown them the first two.
Yeah, they love it to death. I mean, they even dress as Ghostbusters, and I remember when we went to the movies, and my son was just like, Dad, no. He was 10 when it came out. He's like, Dad, no. I'm like, I know, I get it. But yeah, it's just paying respect to the old cast. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna throw this at you.
Yep.
The one franchise that did a reboot / retelling of an old franchise that did it perfectly, that every studio executive should follow, is Creed.
Okay.
Creed, in my opinion, did it right because not only did they honor the heritage and the characters of the past, like Rocky, they took what was already built and made a new story. You know, Apollo Creed was an existing character. Now you have his son wanting to be a fighter. Who's he going to find as a mentor? Rocky! That's tethering two franchises together, and it's beautifully done, honoring the past, writing a great story for the future. They did it right. No having to recast other people because of their skin color or making somebody making someone a woman versus a man. They just did it right. When it's done right and done with heart, the audience will understand and they will see that. So Creed, in my opinion, has done the best job.
So Creed in general or just one? Because two, obviously, I wouldn't say you got a little ham-fisted with, you know, the son of the son, you know, coming together. I kind of like that because of the story of where he kind of came from and how, from a young age, he was born to be this person. Do you think that two worked?
I think two worked as well because it brought in Ivan Drago.
Yes.
And what type of nemesis, you know, the best nemesis there is. Hey, this guy... he killed your dad. Now you're fighting his son. That was a great storyline, and that was even, I want to say, almost as good as the first. But yeah, Creed 1 and 2, to answer your questions, phenomenal. I love them.
I like that. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it's hard to come up with new ideas, but I like what now that you brought it up, it's like you have this existing thing. Obviously, you know, Rocky towards the end of the last few, it got a little cheesy, away from, I wouldn't say cheesy, away from what made Rocky.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay.
Yeah. And then, you know, bringing in Creed, it got to, essentially, I wouldn't say the roots, but, you know, it brought in a different viewpoint or story out of that franchise.
It did. It was still like an underdog story, but still well written. And I think when people care and love characters that they're writing for, it reflects on the screen.
I'm glad that you brought that up because, I'm kind of thinking of other things that were, you know, big. And it's so weird, like, why is Ghostbusters the way it is? Why has it stuck in pop culture for so long? But they're doing Ghostbusters. They're doing Top Gun Maverick, which I know you're a big fan of.
Yes, hell yeah.
Are you scared for how that's going to turn out?
You know what? I will say this. Tom Cruise, for whatever he believes in Scientology, well, that off the table, I can't think of a bad film that he's done lately. He puts a lot of care and effort into his films. Aside from The Mummy.
I was going to say The Mummy's probably, but that's 17, 3 years.
But I know he loves this character because he owns Maverick and he is Maverick. And I know he wasn't going to do the film without a solid script. And I am confident in his decision-making and I'm excited to see what they do. I really am. Just the trailers, you see my reactions to the trailers. It's pretty cool just to hear that old Top Gun music again. It's
yeah, and then that's the thing is when was that 89 for the original?
86, I think.
86. Holy crap!
86, 87. Yeah.
My grandpa, he was in the Air Force and showed us that movie all the time. Whenever we'd go visit, it'd be that or 007 GoldenEye.
Really?
So those are the two movies. Like as a kid, I grew up, and Top Gun is everything, like nostalgia from that music and everything like that. Yep.
You know what's funny? I remember as a kid when the movie came out, the Air Force or the Navy, the Navy, actually had recruitment booths right outside the theaters when people left. If they, I want to be Maverick. Sure, sign up right here. Yeah, you can be Maverick, fly all the jets you want, you know.
Wait, is it the Navy or is it the Air Force?
Navy.
Okay. Navy. Then no, he was in the Air Force. Okay, yeah.
Oh, no, Maverick was the Navy.
No, I'm thinking my grandpa.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
I was at first when you said Navy, I was like, wait, was he in that? No. So, but even though, you know, he dealt with all that stuff, he knew essentially a guy that was like Maverick.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Yep.
That's so cool.
Good stuff. Now a word from our sponsors. Do you want to start investing but haven't a clue where to begin because of the high commission fees and intimidating financial jargon? Well, look no further because Robinhood is here to save the day, the commission-free investing app. With Robinhood, you are able to trade stocks, funds, options, and even cryptocurrency. And with no commission fees, no minimums, no velvet rope, to get started. They even offer fractional stock trading for those of you on a budget. Many young people wait far too long to start investing, so why not start today? Either to prepare for retirement or gain a few extra schmeckles for a fun weekend vacation. Right now, if you sign up using the download code below or in the description, you will be gifted with a stock from Apple, Ford, Facebook, or many others absolutely free. Don't wait until tomorrow because today is the best time to start. Investing should be free and easy, and now it is with Robinhood. Do you love to read but simply cannot find the time to enjoy your favorite books? Or, did you actually forget how to read? Well, try Audible today. Audible is the world's largest seller and producer of audiobooks and other spoken word entertainment, enriching the lives of millions of listeners every day. With their customer-centric approach to technological innovation and superior programming, Audible has reinvented a media category and is the driving force behind today's audio entertainment revolution. And if you sign up today, you can enjoy a 30-day free trial, which includes 1 audiobook and 2 Audible originals absolutely free. Simply click the link in the description of this video to get signed up and enjoy unlimited audio entertainment with Audible. Now, back to the show. Let's see here. Where do we want to go? I mean, we could get kind of, I wouldn't say the stereotypical topic, but the very topical topic.
Sure. Whatever you like, sir. This is your show.
I mean, it's kind of relevant because this will actually post kind of close to this, but I'm going to say it. It's cliched. It's overdone. Coronavirus.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to talk about just it in general, but you've seen what's happening because of it. Panic. Yeah. Disarray. No toilet paper. My ass is raw right now.
You could have told me that before you came in. God damn it.
But no, it's so weird because I've gone to the grocery store and I tried to I'm staying at my sister's place and I wanted stuff for breakfast, some eggs, maybe bacon, something like that. Yeah. All sold out. Nothing.
Wow.
So I got a few, protein bars, blah, blah, blah. Enough of that. Movie-wise.
Yeah.
Every single thing.
Isn't that crazy?
Is being canceled. Not canceled, postponed, delayed until years and years and years. The first one that people kind of panicked about, No Time to Die, James Bond. I feel like that was the first one. Mulan was kind of in there where they're postponing at least China. Now at the time of this recording, God knows what's going to happen in the next couple of days before this posts. But how are you feeling about essentially all of these movies moving for at least 2 months?
Well, first off, I say that human health and human, people themselves are the top priority. Mm-hmm. So if it means we're not going to get a James Bond flick for another few months, that makes the best sense. So I think the movie studios either are making a selfless decision and, hey, for the sake of mental health, for the sake of just health, let's postpone it. Or they're thinking, we're not going to make any money because no one's going to go to the theater, so let's just postpone it until everything kind of wavers off. But either way, the decision to postpone it is the right one because right now we don't know how deadly this is. I'm hearing all types of things that it's just as bad as the flu. Mm-hmm. Then I'm hearing other things where it's 10 times worse than the flu. But just that decision is the right one. But I have to admit, it's weird because I just saw Contagion the other day. I'm like, let me watch Contagion.
That's not a movie you should watch right now.
Well, I saw it and it's great. I love it. Steven Soderbergh, you're the man. But it's such a great movie, but it just shows how unprepared we are and how things can really just go to hell. I mean, My parents, I'm off today because of my parents. I'll take my dad to his doctor's appointments. They're elderly, and they have no toilet paper. Yeah. I can't get my elderly parents toilet paper because it's out. And I spent like half the day yesterday trying to find them some. It's just insane how bad things are and just how people would react. And the funny thing is, I needed groceries. I buy groceries every Saturday morning.
Yep.
So I go to the store thinking I'm not going to find anything. There's no meats, no chicken, no beef, no nothing. But I found some stuff to make potatoes and whatever tacos with. I find it incredibly odd that there's no toilet paper, but I go, you know what, let me go get some medicines. The medicine aisle is packed. Like, people, where are your minds at? I mean, get medicines. I think medicines outweigh toilet paper, so I stocked up on ibuprofen, antihistamines, Tylenol.
Just in case.
Just in case, cough syrup. I stocked up on medicines, which I think are more relevant in the long run.
Yeah, well, this is funny because we were having a conversation the other night, me and my sister, a couple other friends, drinking. Toilet paper is not even on my top 25.
No.
Top 25 is, medicine, probably top 5.
At least.
Some sort of fuel source.
Yeah.
Maybe, I hate to say it, maybe a gun. Like,
yeah.
There's a lot more before toilet paper. And it seems so weird that water and toilet paper, you know what? Don't even buy water. Buy a Brita filter. Yeah. That's going to get you further than this water. But
that makes sense.
There's so many, I mean, you've played video games.
Yes, I have.
You've played a survival game or two. Have you dabbled in Last of Us?
That's my favorite video game.
Yes,
ever.
Yes.
Next to Metal Gear Solid.
Which this is a question for later, but like post-apocalyptic world, we'll get into that. But like that world, that could happen.
It's scary.
It is scary, but like in that game, you don't go around and find toilet paper.
No,
you find medicine.
Yeah, you find medicines and bits to kind of configure your gun and all this stuff, make sugar bombs and things like that. Oh, I love that game. Yeah, I can't wait for part 2.
Oh yeah, well, a month from now it's supposed to be out. We'll see. Well, maybe this doesn't age too well within the next few days, but I guess yes, with all of these big releases, because we had Mulan, we had No Time to Die, Peter Rabbit 2, which cool, I guess. Yeah. That seems odd because that's like an Easter movie, but it's going to October. But
Quiet Place 2,
A Quiet Place 2, Fast 9. I know you're a huge. You love the franchise. I know that.
Yeah.
Opening tonight, he'll be there. But no, I'm just kind of curious on how this is. Again, I wouldn't say that. Okay, the studios are losing money, but they're gonna recoup that later on potentially because it's gonna hurt the theater crowds.
It will
because a news story actually, AMC is limiting all of their showings to 50%.
Oh,
they want social distancing in the theater.
That is smart. Yeah, I did not catch that. But it also brings up every crisis. I think opportunities do surface. Like for example, let's just say, because all the shows I've seen, Joe Rogan podcast, every doctor states that this is only going to get worse. This is not going to be over in 2 months. This is going to be something we're going to live with all year.
Yeah, a good example. Sorry to cut you off, but a good example is obviously it started over in China, Europe, whatever like that, and they showed people, and who knows if it's going to happen here, but they showed videos of what Italy looked like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And it was what we're doing right now. So we maybe have 2 weeks until what's going to happen. And again, it's like, it depends how heavily populated you live, the places you live and stuff like that.
Right.
But back to you, sorry.
No, my point was, what was I talking about? Okay, that's what I was talking about. But the opportunity would be, let's say this, with everybody... Let's say this having to be something we're going to live with for many, many months, and Hollywood studios have to make their money. What if Hollywood started a brand new streaming service of first-run movies that you paid, let's say, $30 a month for, but you got to see, what's the James Bond movie?
No Time to Die.
No Time to Die. Quiet Place 2. Would you sign up for that?
Yep.
Because not only are you home, you can't leave. They have to make their money. Would that be something that a studio will look into, and would you be interested in it? Honestly, I think I would. If a studio, Warner Brothers online said, hey, you can watch any first run movie for $30 a month, would you do it? I think I would sign up for that. Would you?
I think $30 would be cheap, I would say. I think that it's going to be a thing because they're like, these are brand new movies, these are new releases. We could get X amount at the theater. But then again, you're making it a lot easier because it's like, boom, just streaming. Right. But there has been this idea / platform / what you're saying been going on for years. I remember I did a video a couple days ago, and I looked back, and it was first mentioned in 2012. Oh, okay. Then in 2014, But this was way at the beginning where apparently you bought a box, then you rented from it, and it was like in 2014 terms, it was $35,000. This was like for the rich of the rich, and I think this was just a concept.
Okay.
But I think with technology, the way it goes now, I think that who knows how long this is going to go, but this is going to open that opportunity. That someone somewhere is going to be like, this is either a box that has like, it somehow is just linked there, because how you open up a whole new can of worms for piracy, and how does, I pay $15, but 20 people are watching it or something like that. There's a lot of security protocols on the back end, but I think that this could be a thing where you're saying like it's first run, opening night, something like that, and these movies are going there.
It's a possibility, if not like streaming services, maybe like, for example, I was going to watch 1917 last night, and you can rent it for $19.99. What if like
you could rent it for $19.99?
Yeah, you can rent it for $19.99. Oh, buy it.
At first I was like, that's a steep rent.
I'm sorry, buy it. My bad. But what if, like, for example, you can rent No Time to Die? Is that what it's called again? No Time to Die. You can rent No Time to Die, and they release it on a Friday, or it's released only on a weekend. You can rent it and watch it anytime you want, Friday through Monday. I mean, why not? And I'll pay $20, $25 for that. Check it out. Why not? Then you can do a review at home, and why not? I mean, I think that would make the best sense. But again, this whole virus scare, it's really scary, because I honestly think we're at the beginning of everything happening. I don't know how bad it's going to get, but it is pretty frightening, man.
Yeah. No, the fact that you bring up this streaming platform, it's a bunch of different things where it's like this could happen, that can happen. All of this opportunity, things closing down, because if you start getting streaming service, because for myself, I've noticed typically Netflix reviews, Hulu reviews do better. That means probably more people are watching those types of videos. Or Netflix keeps throwing a video at you, and you're like, should I watch this? Should I not? Then they go and check out someone's review. Yeah. But if Netflix, Hulu, you get a new streaming service, if this is taking people or allowing people to watch brand new movies at home, is this going to cut in? Is this going to close down theater chains?
It could. It possibly could. Things are changing right now for themselves. So who knows what the long-term effects are going to be because of this virus. Who knows, man? I mean, like you're saying, it's all speculation right now, but it's like potential, because someone is at home, and I hate to say it, but in like you're saying, people can find, I wouldn't say, oh God, what word am I trying to look for here? Not potential, but it's just like a business opportunity out of something that's bad. And this could catch on, and who knows how long this is going to go, but movies either go to their own streaming platform like that, or start selling to these other streaming platforms where their stock is only going to go up because, I need to get Netflix. Everyone has Netflix, but I'm going to get Netflix because the new Quiet Place movie's on there. Right. The new No Time to Die is on there. Why not? Yeah. Why not? It makes sense, and I'm sure something like that will come about depending on the long-term effects of this virus. We'll see. But it wouldn't shock me if later on down the road, a month from now, like, hey, guess what? No Time to Die, you can actually watch it on Netflix, but your subscription's going to go up $2. Something like that.
$2, I'm there.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But something like that is inevitable. Why not?
Yeah. Again, wild times. Some weird stuff's going on right now.
It's crazy, man. I don't know how bad it's going to get. I've been seeing a lot of the Joker memes where he says, like, when the chips fall, these people will eat each other. I'm like, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's... Again, you go on Twitter, you go on anywhere, there's memes, there's jokes, the bad thing is, the good bad thing, obviously this is serious shit.
It is.
But this is the best time for laughter, for a little bit of ease. I mean, obviously if someone's dealing with like, your parents are older, my parents are older, like, they're the ones that something could happen. Yeah. And then it's not so funny anymore. But, you gotta entertain, you gotta, keep your soul mind uplifted, a little bit out of it. Yeah.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I mean, laughter is definitely good for the soul. That's one of my mottos.
Absolutely. You mentioned The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of want to talk about what, from movies, pop culture, video games, which, like, post-apocalyptic universe would you want to live in?
None of them.
You gotta pick. You gotta. None of them. Dude. Shut the camera off. That's it. No, you gotta pick one. Which one would you go with? And then I have a follow up.
Let me simmer on that. A post-apocalyptic world. What world would I want to be in? Well, I wouldn't want to be Last of Us because it's terrifying. I wouldn't want to have to worry about clickers.
Yeah.
God, no. Fuck
well,
no.
I mean, you're not even only dealing with clickers. You're dealing with essentially the zombie before the clicker.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to go... God, I wouldn't even go Mad Max because I wouldn't want to be worried about water. I'm going to... Oh, okay. A fair answer. You know which one I would want to be in?
Do tell.
Star Trek.
You know what?
Star Trek is after World War III,
wow.
when we nearly destroyed each other and mankind rose up.
That is a good answer.
I will pick Star Trek, yes.
Because, I mean, the thing... Yes. you cheated there.
I kind of cheated,
But, I mean, the thing is, though, that's potentially what could happen where you deal with all of that shit, but then all of these advances come out of it.
Yes. Yeah, we finally realized the wrongs of our decisions, and mankind took away bias, racism, and united as one race and became... what they were, just intellectual, smart beings looking to better mankind with exploration and knowledge. So there you go. There's your answer, Jared. I'm picking Star Trek.
I really like that answer, actually.
Yeah.
I was going to say, for some reason in my mind, I was thinking of all of these different things. You know, there's Fallout, there's Last of Us, there's Borderlands, there's Mad Max. And I'm like... none of them have essentially a silver lining.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
And I guess my next question for you is, you pick that. Which one do you think is most likely?
Oh, mankind is horrible, dude. We're horrible to each other. It's probably going to be like Mad Max or the what's the road? The road. You've seen the road.
The road is the one that I think could be the most
so heartbreaking.
The most not relatable because it's not like I'm living that, but the most like I can see this happening.
Yep, the road definitely. It's so heartbreaking, but yeah, mankind historically is not good to each other.
Yes,
especially when the chips are down. So the road, Last of Us, in a sense of just like people, or even The Walking Dead, in the sense where if you take away the zombies or the monsters, it's just mankind stealing from each other and taking power over one another and. You know, Negan, half your shit's mine.
Yep. Yeah, you posted that earlier. Yeah. And I was like, unfortunately, that could happen.
Yeah, it's a number of things, man. So I don't have a lot of faith in mankind, to be honest. So I'm very worried about what will happen to us.
People are really shitty.
Yeah, they are. It's so heartbreaking. I mean, small groups of people, yes, but people as a whole, I don't know what's going to happen, dude. But all those games terrify me. Mad Max terrifies me. Last of Us terrifies me. So
well, the thing is, like you were saying, Mad Max. I mean, this isn't really to the first three. More of Mad Max Fury Road, where each town has a resource.
Right.
You're seeing people do that with resources. Toilet paper. You said no one's taking medicines, but people are taking water, toilet paper, like these certain things where it's like, when's the first story that a neighbor killed a neighbor for toilet paper?
Oh God, man.
That is when you know you're in it.
That's when this shit, man. You're in the shit now, man.
Yeah.
Brace yourself.
Like, I don't want to bring this into a dire state of the podcast or show, but you do have to kind of look at all of these, you know, they're saying they're fictional games or stories and whatnot, but it's like, this could be us.
This could be.
Yeah.
And time will tell. And, you know, it's crazy because I think about that and I like to think I'm prepared, but I'm a father. I got 2 kids. So it's like, damn, you know, if things really turn sour like that, I've got to think about protecting them and protecting my home and all that. It opens up, and I have a great imagination, sometimes to my own detriment. So I'm thinking about everything that can possibly go wrong, and a lot of it's not good. So it's just really playing it safe for right now. What can we do right now? As of right now, what can we all do? Just limit the contact, you know, not go into heavy populated areas, just stay quarantined. There's a lot of things we can do to keep things under control, but, you know, who knows what's going to happen? It's terrifying, man.
Yeah. Like, believe me, we could sit here and just exhaust ourselves being like, what if? I will say, if and when I know that shit has hit south, when I have to fight off a giant radioactive rat with a baseball bat.
Oh, Jesus.
That's when I know I'm like, I'm in it. I'm wearing knee pads and, like, rivets coming out of my whatever shoulder pads.
Yeah, but then you don't know, his 4 turtle student ninjas will come and help him and beat you up with that.
That's when I know things are getting better.
But then I'm like, I'm down for this.
Mutant things.
I'm like, I'm down for this. What's up?
So enough of the dire, you know, just dreary, like, post-apocalyptic. Oh no, everything's going to shit.
Yeah.
What? Let's take it to some positives, I guess.
Sure.
You know, maybe touched on it a little bit early. But what are some, like, feel good, like, people are stuck at home watching films, you know, probably with their family. What are some feel-good movies that you'd kind of recommend or throw out there for people to check out?
Oh, feel-good movies. Oh, God. Let's see. I would recommend one that always makes me smile is Chef. Chef is a good one. Yeah, I love that.
As a food lover,
yes,
and that, yes.
That's a really damn good one. I love films that make you laugh. Like Airplane's a good one. I love Airplane. Check that one out. But also what I think, always look at the bright side of everything, right? Mm-hmm. The bright side of this virus is that we're all forced to stay home. And being a single dad, having to work a lot, leaving the house, you're never alone with your kids or spend time with your kids or family. Mm-hmm. So I think the positive thing that we can all take away from this is, yeah, we're all quarantined, we're stuck at home, but we get to have some extra time with our loved ones, our sisters, brothers, kids, whomever, and just play a board game. When's the last time we all sat and had a board game? We can all watch movies like a Finding Nemo or Up or something, but we can all play board games and just talk and get to know one another, put our phones down and just all talk. So I think that's the positive that I'm looking forward to. My kids come back today, so gets to spend time with them. And hey, I'm working from home, but I can see them all day and make them lunch and just talk to them. So I think that's the positive thing we should all take away with. Watch some great movies. Chef's the only one I can come up with.
No, that's fine.
But that family time, the family time is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and I think that almost ties into something we talked about earlier, is just memories almost. It's like, sit down, you play a board game, maybe someone says a joke, and then years later, you keep coming back to that joke being how it like busted us up and whatnot. Gut bust laughs and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is, it's going to take getting used to, because I know the last couple days where I've been staying, I've been on my phone way more than I need to be.
Yeah.
Rather than sitting there with my friend, my sister, who I haven't seen in forever. Mind you, she's having to work from home. But yeah, kind of just disconnect.
Yeah.
Enjoy what's in front of you, because I'm not going to, again, not taking it to this dark thing, but it's like, you only have so much time.
Yeah.
And enjoy what's around you.
Mm-hmm.
Make the best of it, because I remember growing up, like we didn't have cable for years. Like I remember, I think we got cable when I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah,
and we always would play board games or put a puzzle together. Like I remember playing Trouble.
Oh yeah,
the Pop-O-Matic. Oh my god, I love that game.
Yeah,
and Phase 10. We'd play Phase 10 all the time.
I never played Phase 10.
Yeah, it was a card game or Skip-Bo or something like that. We just card games all the time. So there's a lot of old entertainment that people can go to, even if you want to use your technology. That one game with you have something above your head and then you're trying to guess what it is. I don't know what it's called, but
not categories, but I play that with my friends too. Like you up or down if you get it right. Yeah,
just kind of almost, again, you're not supposed to be in big crowds or whatnot, but like maybe there's that friend out there you haven't reached out to, be like, hey, come on over, we're gonna do our thing, and then you're like, oh, that was great.
Yeah, just spending time with each other, and I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. And who knows, maybe that'll kind of lead to different behaviors, because again, I'm thinking this is the very beginning. This is going to be months of us kind of living with this virus situation. So hopefully it'll rekindle those relationships, like you said, putting the phone down and talking to your sister or brother and just spending time with them. The art of conversation maybe will surface, because mankind, our brains are programmed to love stories, whether it's stories on videos or movies or on our phones. Maybe us telling stories to each other around the table or outside is something that will come back, which has been missing.
The rise of the comedian will come back. Long-form storytelling.
Long-form storytelling, There's something like telling a good story, because everyone's just so like, yes, what happens next?
I will add or kind of ask another thing, like everyone's shut inside. Yeah. Is this going to increase, decrease, stay on the same level for kind of your creating, your filming, your output into the the ether? Because I know that you had mentioned earlier, movie date's kind of a one video, highly produced, long form video a month. Could that, since things are being cut down, could that be an increase potentially?
It definitely. Not with movie date, because again, Veronica.
No announcements here, but
no announcements officially. But Veronica and I are both parents, so one video a month is what we're committed to without over-extenuating ourselves. So, but for me, there's other ideas that I was working with. Like for another example, Netflix and Chill's another dating concept. Yeah. What movies would I recommend for next Netflix and Chill nights? I'm writing that out as well. So Veronica likes that idea. And that would be like a micro video. That'll be like maybe 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, maybe less, but I want it to be something I can put on social media, like 30 seconds long. I don't want to make it a long-winded thing. Like
almost
hey,
like a weekend, like, hey, it's Friday night, boom, there you go.
It's Friday night, you got a lady coming over, here's some movies without scrolling for 20 minutes, here's my choices. If you're in the mood to get things started, pick this one. Scary movie, pick this one. This is some good recommendations, nothing over the top, but I think that's a good niche and maybe a good market, capture that a lot of people aren't doing. Because think about it, I mean, we're all guilty of it. We're all there sometimes on Amazon or Netflix, searching for like 20 minutes. And if there's one channel or somebody offering like their recommendations that you respected, why not go for that? So yeah, that's one thing I'm working on, and Veronica and I love that idea. But yeah, who knows? Maybe some other ideas will surface, man. I don't know. Yeah,
no, I like that. I like that idea of, because you just said it. All of us have been scrolling for 25 minutes and then be like, whatever. And you watch the same thing you've watched. Or no, you go to the office. Everyone goes to the office.
Everyone goes to the office,
Office,
Parkour!
Yeah.
Parkour.
No, I like that. I like kind of the forward thinking that you got going on for that channel and stuff. And I'm very curious to see, again, at the beginning of this episode, we talked about almost this brand change. Maybe it's going to work, maybe it's not. Because I know you put out sort of an announcement video, almost clarifying, being like, this is still me. This is a new me.
Yeah, same thing, because people were asking, hey, what about San Antonio, the title and all that?
Yeah.
I'm still going to go with that. It's just I'm not going to dedicate all my energy just to movie reviews. It's going to be, partnering with Veronica, coming up with ideas, and I'll still, for those 10-pole movies that come out, like No Time to Die or whatever, I'll still do, hey, welcome to Rudy's Movie Reviews. I'll still do that one video. Because really, if you look at all the analytics, those are the videos that people really watched. All the other videos that I did, the engagement wasn't there, so I'll still do that. It's just more variety. More variety.
Yes. Variety is good. Switching it up again, you're doing something a little bit different. I mean, we talked about it in the first episode you were on, but you've done, kind of interviews with people. Do you kind of see that? I mean, God knows what's going to happen for the rest of the year, because South by Southwest was canceled. E3, I think there's rumblings that Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con is going to get pushed.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
That all makes sense, man.
But no, I hope you kind of keep that up if you have, again, the capacity and the connections with people.
And it's all related to the Comic-Con. I'm sure those opportunities will still be there. I'm still in contact with them, and I'm grateful for all those opportunities they give me. But I mean, I'm sure they'll surface, but whenever those events do surface and happen, we'll see.
I guess... we can maybe get to the close. I don't know. Do you got anything else? Dying topics, things you want to ask me, things you want to talk about. You got anything? Otherwise, we can kind of wrap up, throw out what you got coming up in the pipeline and everything.
No,
like that.
How has San Antonio treated you? This is your first time in San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay, so San Antonio, I am welcoming Mr. Jared here to San Antonio.
Thank you.
I'm glad he's here, and first time I met him in person, I'm glad we're the same height. I thought he was going to be like 6'3".
I'm not as much of an asshole as
he and he's not an asshole. We're the same height. We're gelling. We're having a couple of drinks. We talked for about a good hour before we filmed. So I'm glad he's here. So you're enjoying yourself down here in Austin?
Yeah, you were nothing but welcoming here. It was tough to kind of schedule something.
It was,
because of just everything that was going on. But I have yet to, I guess, explore. We might go explore a little bit of San Antonio. You're going to show me the Alamo, I believe.
Yes.
But no, I think it's. I like it. I like from a small town, Iowa, nothing but cornfields and stuff. Kind of just drive around. The bigger city living's nice. I don't like traffic. That's one thing. Even though it wasn't bad. I wouldn't say from here to there wasn't bad today. Austin, though, I've been there once before, but going down, kind of enjoying the bar scene. It's very, I would say, we went to this Rainy Street, if you're familiar with Austin. Very kind of younger crowd, more kind of, like this bar's themed this way, or this, and music. I don't know. I liked it. A good vacation. I might have to be cutting it short, but good vacation. So thank you for welcoming me here.
Of course.
Give me a drink, talk, and being nice, all that stuff. Appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Anytime you're in San Antonio, come back down. Hopefully there's no virus.
I know. Well,
You brought the virus.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
I'm ready to... Even, it's funny, I was thinking to myself, they say don't touch your face. I've been touching my face throughout this whole podcast.
Yeah. It's funny how they say don't do something and you automatically just
I can't not do it. Yeah. But no, Rudy, thank you for joining me for another, because this is your second
appearance.
But this is you almost promoting a whole new product.
Yes. Yes.
Last thing, kind of pitch it out, tell people where they can find you, all that stuff. What's your thing?
Okay.
Let the people know.
You can find me on YouTube. My channel was formerly Rudy's Movie Reviews. Now it's called Movie Date. As I mentioned, it's a brand new channel. Veronica is my co-host, and we're really eager to hear from you guys. You! So if you have any topics, dating or movie related that you want us to touch on, please put them in the comments below. Let us know. Hit the like button. That tells us that you like what we're doing. And we really want that engagement. We're really making it for you guys. So if you have any topics, throw them our way. But you can find us there. We're working on the Instagram account and the others, but mainly right now you can find us on Facebook and on YouTube. Yes.
Yep. All of those links and everything will be in the description down below. But you guys, very welcoming community, because like I felt, maybe I wouldn't say vulnerable, but it was like, boom, this is my experience with what you guys are asking. And I love the chemistry you and Veronica have. So I'm very curious on where this is going to lead. If anything, it's just two friends hanging out, talking, maybe having a drink or two, talking about just life things that honestly everyone is dealing with. Yeah,
exactly. It's fun topics that anybody can relate to, and trust me, it's a lot of fun conversations. And once you see the first video, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so definitely go over there, check that out, because not only is the first one good, but I'm assuming, maybe I'm inflating this, but I'm assuming the future stuff is going to be even much better.
Oh yeah, it's only going to get better.
Yes.
Heck yeah, of course.
Perfect. So Rudy, thank you. We can do this even though I have an empty glass.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
You got an empty glass as well, but no, this was a great conversation. Thank you, my man.
You're very welcome, and welcome to San Antonio, and I'm glad you made the trip down here, sir.
Yeah. Studio, everything. I saw where the magic happens.
Yes, he's privileged. I have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, but yeah, here we are, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty awesome to have you here. I have to admit.
There we go.
Yeah.